Is it all right if we eat dinner an hour earlier tonight?
Yes, it's all right, but I had to tell your poor mother another pack of lies.
Oh, Katie, they're only white lies.
A lie's a lie, and dressing in white don't help it. Now, if I'm not asking too much, just why was I lying this time?
Because Rose is expecting a very important telephone call.
Don't go blaming your sister again.
Blaming her? Well, we're doing this for her. You know Rose's problem. Warren Sheffield, who's heir to Sheffield Millions, has been writing to Rose for 6 months without a word that even smells a proposal.
What's that got to do with eating an hour early?
Warren Sheffield is telephoning Rose long distance at 6:30.
Long distance?
Yes, from New York City. And if the whole family is sitting there, she may be loath to say things a girl's compelled to say to get a proposal out of a man, particularly if the man, unfortunately, is Warren Sheffield.
Personally, I wouldn't marry a man who proposed to me over an invention. Well, I guess I better be going.
You haven't very far to go.
No, I haven't at that, have I? Well, good night.
We're all going to the fairgrounds Friday. Will you be joining us?
I'd like to if baseball practice doesn't run too late.
Please come. A gentleman should never turn down a lady's request.
I guess not, Miss Esther. Good night.
Mr. Truitt?
Yes, Miss Esther?
This is an untoward request, but would you mind accompanying me through the house while I turn out the lights?
Well,
It's just that I'm afraid of the dark.
Well, sure. That's the least a man can do for his charming hostess. I are engaged to be married.
My dearest Cecily, I think there must be some slight error. Mr. Ernest Worthing is engaged to me. The announcement will appear in the Morning Post on Saturday at the latest.
I am afraid you must be under some misconception. Ernest proposed to me exactly 10 minutes ago.
It certainly is very curious, for he asked me to be his wife yesterday afternoon at 5:30. If you would care to verify the incident, pray do so. I never travel without my diary. One should always have something sensational to read in the train. I'm so sorry, dear Cecily, if it is a disappointment to you, but I am afraid I have the prior claim.
It would distress me more than I can tell you, dear Gwendolyn, if it caused you any mental or physical anguish, but I feel bound to point out that since Ernest proposed to you, he clearly has changed his mind.
If the poor fellow has been entrapped into any foolishness, I promise I shall consider it my duty to rescue him at once and with a firm hand.
Whatever unfortunate entanglement my dear boy may have gotten into, I will never reproach him with it after we are married.
Do you allude to me, Miss Cardew, as an entanglement? You are presumptuous. On an occasion of this kind, it becomes more than a moral duty to speak one's mind. It becomes a pleasure.
Do you suggest, Miss Fairfax, that I entrapped Ernest into an engagement? How dare you? This is no time for wearing the shallow mask of manners. When I see a spade, I call it a spade.
I'm glad to say that I have never seen a spade. It is obvious that our social spheres have been widely different.
Oh, right. You're following us.
I'm following you?
You are! Every time I look over my shoulder, you're right there.
Look, this happens to be a free country, Mr. Witherspoon. I have as much right to be here as you do.
There, you see? You know my name.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. You just called me Mr. Witherspoon.
Oh, God.
Now, who are you and what do you want?
My card.
Miss Annabelle Gleck, representative of the Universal Dog Home of Brooklyn.
We were your late uncle's favorite charity.
Don't tell me you've come all this way for a handout.
I have come all this way for the money, Mr. Witherspoon, all $6 million of it.
But I accepted the terms of my uncle's will, and I'm here, you see, carrying out his wishes, so you people have lost.
No, we haven't. Not by a long shot. You see, there's a loophole. When we received our copy of the will and tape, I noticed how detailed it was. All these social activities, all the things he wants to do and buy and wear, specific times, you have to be specific places.
I'm doing the best I can.
Yes, but just make one little slip. Arrive somewhere 1 minute early or 1 minute late, put a pink flower in his buttonhole instead of a red. You mess up one little detail, and according to our lawyers, you'll be in default of the will. One little slip and I take your uncle, finish up the rest of his vacation, and that money goes to the dogs, so you might as well give up.